Good morning, students. Myself, B.K. Singh, your science teacher from Oriental Public School, Kishanganj. Dear students, hope all of you are doing good at home. At the same time, studying also heartily. Yes, students, today we are going to start the new chapter of science, that is chapter number 6, whose topic is heat and temperature. In this chapter, the student will discuss in detail these two terms. Students, we use the term cold and hot very frequently in our daily life. Everything on earth is either hot or cold or in between. So we can differentiate our relative hotter or colder object by our sense of touch gifted by nature. But we cannot give exactly the amount of difference. We therefore need a measure for the hotness and coldness of a body, and a reliable measure for the hotness of a body is its temperature. So we can define the term temperature in this way, student, as the degree of hotness or coldness of a substance is called temperature. So when there is a difference in temperature between two body systems, a certain kind of energy known as thermal energy or heat energy or simply heat transfers between them. Thus, heat is a form, you can define a heat, it is a form of energy which causes the feeling of hotness or coldness when it gets transferred from one body to another. So, students, it is the energy an object possesses due to the continuous motion or vibration of the atoms or molecules of which the object is made up. So, the transfer of heat energy is always, student, takes from a body at higher temperature to a body at lower temperature. Yes, students, heat energy can be converted into other forms of energy such as light, light energy, mechanical energy or electrical energy. So, student, how can we convert this heat energy into light energy? For this one, we can see one example. Like, student, suppose you will heat iron rod and you will go on heating it for long time. After long time, what will happen? It will become hot red. So this hot red iron rod, student, if you will take in dark room, what will happen? Will it be visible? Yes, definitely it will be. So why? If it is visible, and visibility is only possible in presence of light. So because when it becomes hot red, at that time it starts emitting light. Thus, heat energy gets converted into light energy, students. And heat energy also gets converted into mechanical energy. For this one, you can take the example, or you might have heard about James Watt's steam engine. You know, students, how does it run? It runs after formation of steam. And steam, student, you know, how can it form? It can form with the help of heat energy. With the help of heat energy, that means if boil will be water, if you boil water, for boiling water heat energy is required, and this boiling water will produce steam, and this steam can convert, it can draw, it can run a steam engine. So in this way we can say that heat energy can be converted into mechanical energy. Not only light and mechanical, but also the heat energy can be converted into electrical energy. You might have heard thermal power station. In thermal power station, what happens, student? In that place, in that station, actually with the help of heat, water is evaporated, and when water boils at high temperature, it forms a lot of steam, and with the help of this lot of steam, electric current is generated. So this electric current is electrical energy means, and electrical energy is producing with the help of heat energy. That means heat energy can also be converted into electrical energy. And in this way, uh, we have seen student heat energy can be converted into light energy, mechanical energy, in electrical energy. But not only this, but another form of energy also can be converted into uh, heat energy. See, you can see here in this case, here mechanical energy student, mechanical energy also can be converted into heat energy. Chemical energy also can be converted into heat energy. Electrical also can be converted into heat energy. You know how it can be. That is, you might have seen student, if you will rub your palm against each other, in that case what will happen? If you rub your palm against each other, in that case student, it will after rubbing we can feel our palm becomes hot. So why it has become hot? Because the mechanical energy, this mechanical energy has converted into heat energy. And student, chemical energy also can be converted into heat energy. You know, petrol, diesel, kerosene, or coal, these contains chemical energy in it. Even wood, plastic, cloths, cotton, these also contains chemical energy into it. And these chemical on burning kerosene, petrol, diesel, what will happen? It will get converted into heat energy. Electrical energy, these also can be converted into heat energy. You know, student, at home there are different types of appliances, and in that one, geyser are there, a geyser is there, different type of ovens are there. During winter season at home, room heater is used, and to press your clothes you use iron. So these are the appliances using which electrical energy can be converted into heat energy. In all different type of devices, what happens? With the help of electrical energy, it is getting converted into heat energy. And heat energy of the sun, that also gets converted into, can be converted into heat energy again. It is already heat energy, but it also can be converted into heat energy. After this student, we will discuss about hotness and coldness, or sensation of hotness and coldness. So there are so many objects with which we come in contact daily. Some of them gives a sensation of hotness, whereas other the sensation of coldness. For example, a can of cola gives the feeling of coldness while we are taking it out of refrigerator. In the same way, a cup of tea gives the sensation of hotness to our hand. So due to the sensation of coldness, we wear woolen cloth also during winter season. In summer season, we feel hot in our surrounding. So we wear light colored cotton cloths, as they gives us the feeling of coldness. So when we stand in a sunlight or sit near a fire, we feel hot. And the feeling of hotness or coldness tells tells us that the thermal conduction of a particular object. And also you might have seen that when we touch a piece of ice, we feel cold. So, and one more important thing, students, okay, we cannot always rely on our sense of touch to decide whether an object is hot or cold. So we cannot rely on our sense of touch. So for this one, student, we can do one activity, and in that activity we can take three containers, and these three containers are A, B and C. And in this case, student, in this activity, what we'll do, you will have to take 3 containers and let's give name as A, B and C. So A, B and C, in these 3 containers we'll take in the first container A, the ice cold water, and in container B normal water, and in container C hot water will take. And after that, student, you put your right hand in the ice cold water containing container A and your left hand in the hot water containing container C. And then what will you feel? Definitely with your right hand you will feel cold, whereas with left hand you will feel hot. And after some time, student, you will have to take both the hand and you will have to dip quickly, immediately into the container C. In this container, sorry, B. B, we have discussed that it contains normal water. So in this case, what will happen? As soon as you put your right hand in the container which contains normal water, you will feel hot because it was in cold water. And with left hand, student, with left hand, you will feel cool or cold because this hand was in hot water. So here you can see the water is normal water. In this container we have taken normal water. So water is same, temperature is same, but when we have put our 2 hands from different temperature to this container, we are feeling different. That although the temperature of the water in the container is same, that is normal water. So in this way, finally we cannot, from this experiment, what we can say, what we can conclude? We can conclude that our sense of touch fails to give us an exact estimation of degree of hotness or coldness of an object. Now students will discuss the measurement of temperature. As just now we have discussed, a reliable measure of the hotness of an object is its temperature. In other words, the hotness or coldness of an object is expressed in terms of temperature. So the instrument or device used for measuring temperature of different object is called thermometer. So we can define it. The device used for measuring temperature of different objects is called thermometer. You might have seen thermometer when a member of your family had fever and the temperature was measured using a thermometer. And the most commonly used thermometer to measure the temperature of various objects is mercury thermometer. Now, although nowadays we see digital thermometer also. And mercury thermometer, students, actually it is consist of a long thick walled narrow tube of glass to which a bulb containing mercury is attached at one end. The tube is evacuated and sealed at another end. And students, now will discuss the units of temperature. Students, there are two types of unit of temperature, and these are SI unit and common unit of temperature. And students, SI unit of temperature is Kelvin and the common unit of temperature is degree Celsius. In this way, the unit of temperature is 2, that is Kelvin and degree Celsius, students. Okay students, thank you for watching this video, and in our next video we will discuss the different type of thermometer. Okay students, stay home, stay safe.